Okay, it is 7 PM on Tuesday, June 25th, 2024. We're gonna open the administrative board meeting. Roll call, please.
Yep, I am trustees Chris Samples,
Here.
John Talbot.
Here.
Jen Christensen. Here. Bill Motisi. Nathan Mons is absent. Patrick Yarlow.
Here.
President Rick Worm.
Here.
Treasurer Brenda Onabini. Here. Clerk Sandy Mawson here. Public Works Supervisor Brett Fergie.
Here.
Parks Lead Brody Cook.
Here.
Engineer Matt Hanson.
Here.
We're all here. On the consent agenda tonight, we only have 3 items. Item 1 being the administrative board meeting minutes dated May 28th, 2024. Item 2, bills payable warrant list dated June 25th, 2024 for a total of $80,375.56. Item 3, outside meeting pay for elected officials, total of $100. This time, do any of the board members wish to remove any of those 3 items for further discussion? Now, I'll entertain the first motion.
I move to place agenda items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as a consent agenda.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to place items 1 through 3 conclusively as a consent agenda. John seconds. All in favor? Roll call, sorry.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John, Nathan's absent. Patrick,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Motion passes 701. Second motion.
I move to adopt items 1 through 3 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Jen makes a motion to adopt items 1 through 3 inclusively as a consent agenda. John seconds. Roll call, please.
Bill,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Nathan's absent. Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Also passes 701. All right, we don't need item D because all 3 passed. Then we're taking off. We'll move to report of officers. We're gonna table the appointment of the Planning and Zoning Commission chairperson till we figure out who it's going to be. Is there any questions on the water report? Not hearing any, I'll move on to something I do not have on the agenda. I received a phone call from Kevin, I'm gonna butcher the poor man's name, Gonzala. From Nicor, they are having an open house for their Dubuque pipeline replacement project. If anybody would like to go down and see, get a tour of what they're doing, it'll be this Friday, June 28th from 9 to 11 a.m. or July 1st, 9 to 11 a.m. at the staging area there, Baxter Road and well,
Is it Town Line Road? Town
yeah, it's not like Town
Line
Line.
Road or something.
Sorry, the 28th of the first, is that? what it
28th
is?
or the 1st is gonna be both days.
From 9 to what?
9 to 11. If there's gonna be more than 2 of us go, we need to know, so we can post it that we will be there more than 2. I will be going on the 1st, I believe.
I'm gonna try to go.
Can you let me know which day? Yeah, that's fine.
Who's this calendar screaming at him?
That's just a
notification.
We're forecasting, we'll see what the 2 days look like.
What exactly are they going to present? I don't really understand that, sorry.
He just said it's an open house about their pipeline,
All right.
tour of the pipeline project. Friday's 80% chance of rain, Monday is a chance of shower, so you're not getting out of it either way. If you want to go, like I said, if there's more than 2 people, then we'll have to post it. We need plenty of time to know. If anybody wants to go Friday, we need to know by tomorrow. We have 48 hours notice that there'll be more than 2 people there. If there's not 2, then we don't have to worry about it. All right, move on to Sandy, FOIA report.
I have the FOIA report in the packet if there's any questions. I just wanted to touch base on 2 other things. One, we were closed Thursday morning for the AED CPR training for our village staff. So all of our employees took that training with Zach Altman. So he was nice enough to come in and train all 17 of us at once. So, but we had a good turnout for that. That being said, Zach did point out that we need to update some expired items in our AEDs and that we should probably purchase an AED for the water plant. So you guys will see that on next meeting's agenda for that purchase because they do total almost $3,000 or so.
Is that required?
The AED?
Yeah.
No,
All right.
but it's human safety.
Uh,
And so
that-
the thought
I'm
process,
not arguing that point,
Yeah,
it's just
so when
sometimes they become a bigger pain than there are.
yeah,
anything.
we have 5 of them currently. They test them monthly. It's not a big deal. But the water plant was originally just, the thought process was that there's nobody there. However, when people are there, it's under a high stress situation when there's an emergency, and having an AED would probably be beneficial, especially since that one's on the other side of the tracks.
We got one in the park.
Yes, there's one in concessions, one in parks, one here, one in wastewater, one in maintenance right now. The only one missing one is water.
Yeah, I just know that they're not required and they sometimes can become expensive, the
Um,
maintenance. and the
yeah,
rest,
so-
Yeah,
the maintenance has been pretty low on them. It's just buying one.
are they good for how long?
We replace the batteries and the paddles. The
Nice.
batteries are every 5 years, the paddles are every 2 to 3.
Alright.
So, and part of it right now is every single one of our paddles are expired. So, Zach taught us how to look for those. So we're gonna get those updated.
Alright,
But you'll see that next week. It's over my spending limit, so. And then the last thing is the Illinois Municipal League reached out to me and asked if I would participate in a video that they're doing to promote working for the public sector. So at some point in the next couple of weeks, they're gonna come and film some be-real type materials here in the village. I did talk to Brody and Fergie about this, because I'm assuming we're gonna want it to look nice. And then they'll do some interview questions with me. So I'm very excited that I can represent Davis Junction like that.
At the
That's it.
village, thank you, Sam.
Yep. That's all I have.
What, Brenda?
The May treasurer's reports in the packet. Any questions, let me know.
Matt?
All right, project status report, Junction Way project, Dale's got the plans updated, he was able to eliminate the need for the easement that the, IDOT was requesting, we talked about the previous meeting. Sent those plans, special provisions back to IDOT, just waiting on any further review comments. He's working on the environmental, clearances. Looks like he's got the biological and he's waiting for the cultural clearance. Once he has those, then, and IDOT's approval, then we can look at scheduling a letting date for that project. Nothing, page 3, the rebuild downtown Main Street. Dale's been copying when he emails weekly on it and stuff. He's staying on IDOT, but waiting for the traffic impact analysis to get done. So that's the traffic study for the commercial subdivision. Once that's done, then they can get the intersection design study approved and stuff, which we talked about is the, access to turn lanes and stuff and everything into the subdivision at the 2 entrances. They are still continuing with the public infrastructure design on the project. Dale's gonna be doing his review of those plans. Once he's done that and made any final changes there, then he'll get a meeting scheduled with Rick and Chris to do a review. And I think we also have, I've seen emails back and forth. I think we also have architectural drawings and some mechanical, electrical and stuff for the commercial building as well, so. But we'll be able to knock all of that out in one meeting. The Oslo Park grant project, Dale met with the Sandy, Nathan, Brett and Brody. They're making final changes that they discussed at the design meeting. And then Dale has on here that he's gonna get a cost estimate to the board before your meeting next week, so. Or following week, I guess.
Yes,
He's gonna get it to you by the 5th, so it must be the following week.
that was the deadline I gave them.
Okay. And then the last one is the treatment plant filter rehabilitation project with the temporary filter. We met on the site with Brett Jason and a representative from Water Surplus to kind of discuss the location, how we connected in to the system. we've got the drawings, I brought a couple copies here, I'm gonna give to Brett to kind of look at and kind of a sequence of construction for testing the system and putting online and stuff as well. We have been kind of tough getting a hold of EPA people, but I did finally, nobody responded to the emails, so called, left messages. Finally, somebody got back to me. They were supposed to get back to me with a verbal answer, but I just got an email from them today requesting a email request of what we want to do so they can give us hopefully a email response back on whether we can get an emergency permit or what we have to submit for permitting requirements, just basically for the temporary filter, so. Hopefully I'll have an answer on that tomorrow.
I do believe we were originally told that it did qualify
Yeah,
for
and I
a
thought-
permit, so
Yeah, I thought.
I hope they stick with their original.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what Jason indicated to me in one of his emails and stuff, so. And then, I guess the last thing is not on the list, Sandy had sent me, a NICOR gas permit request. I'll probably get with Sandy and Brett after the meeting, just nothing big, it's really, their work is all on, the majority of the work is really just on the, I guess it would be on the landfill property and stuff up there, but they've got an access road off of Edson Road. And they said it was a field entrance, but you look at the street view, and stuff before they did anything, and
yeah,
you can barely make anything out there. So to me, I would consider that a new entrance. And I know they said there was no culvert pipe there before, but I think we're probably gonna at least want to culvert pipe the entrance. What they're proposing, I don't think is the width is what they need and the access is fine. The only question is I combed through the ordinance and I just couldn't find anything other than it said it was kind of up to it was just general driveway access was the design standards were per the village engineer and the ordinance. So I guess we can kind of make them do what we want them to do, and stuff, but I didn't know if what Brett's thoughts were on whether we should at least have them. It looks like they're just doing gravel all the way back, but if we want to make them do asphalt at least in the right of way, and then if they want to do gravel after that, I guess that would be up to them. I don't know if you have any concerns with plowing or anything like that, that the entrance off the roadway is gravel and it might get.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I haven't had time to really go up there and look at things, but
Okay.
because we've got a mixed match of stuff. We've got some asphalt. None of the field entrances are paved, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, there's a few variables there, but.
And the only thing I guess from the only other thing from a development standpoint was. You want to, most of the commercial developments that we're doing, obviously there's drainage requirements and stuff for it. I mean, they've got contours and elevations, but we want to have them submit drainage calculations for what they're doing. I mean, it's not that big a site. They're putting driveway access back to. They're probably converting either farm field or some native grass area into gravel and a few small buildings from what I can gather from the construction drawings.
Mhm.
I kicked it to you and David for your guys' expert opinion. So if you, as our ordinance says, as village engineer, if you
Yep.
feel that that's what we need, that's what we're gonna go with.
Typically, we've required that from everybody,
Then
so.
that's what we're gonna go with. So, but we can
Yeah.
chat more after the
But
meeting.
I'll get with David on it and see if, you want a letter back to you or on what I think they should address, or?
Can I think about that and let you know in 30
Yep.
minutes?
Yep.
All right.
That's it.
All right. Jen?
I have a little bit of discussion on our sesquicentennial event for next year. I have spoken with, Doug Moser, who does our fireworks. And him and I are gonna talk next week when he comes to do the ones on the July 3rd. My question is, so I can give him ideas. What is our timing that we might wanna do or not? What is our budget? Cause I asked him, I said, hey, since, can we get you for the June 14th and get you for July 3rd? Can we get a bundle deal? So if,
Well, let's find out what the estimate is before you can.
well, but I would have to give him like a time, you know, like how long do we wanna do it?
Yeah. So you can
you
get
know.
an estimate, how much it costs.
You know, I'm just asking, I just didn't know if anybody here would, Rick, if you would want a specific time length.
No.
Or you just want,
So next Wednesday, just
Mhm.
start the timer when it starts. Stop
Well,
the
I
timer when it
usually-
ends,
I
and then
usually-
face that out and be
Well-
like, this is what I want again.
I usually video it,
Yeah.
I usually video it just because I have always have done that. But
Yeah.
I just want to be able to say, okay, you know, we're doing this on this date, you know, a couple weeks later, you're coming to do this.
I'm gonna assume that, that it's gonna be the same fireworks show.
Okay. And then I have a resolution for the contract. So I need to make a motion for approval of resolution 2424, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of agreement with Sunset Cinemas of Princeton LLC.
Sorry.
Jen makes a motion to approve resolution number 24-24, John seconds. Any discussion on that resolution?
Yes, isn't this twice as much as it cost last year?
Yes.
All right. Okay, that's all I
Okay.
wanted to know. It seems like a lot of money. for
Well,
one.
I
One show, it-
find, well, it is, but I finally got him to give us a contract and he gave us last year's, I mean, Sandy can probably explain it because I sent it to her when he gave it to me.
So when Jen demanded the contract, he sent last year's contract with a new date on it, but last year we had two movies in the park, so we had an extra large and a large screen for $17.50 for one and $12.50 for the other. And then Jen got back to him and said, hey, this is for two,
Yeah.
and so then he revised the date to just one date, but didn't revise the screens or the total, and then, so at this point, even if you look at the contract, it looks like we're getting two screens. We're
Mhm.
not getting two screens. He just isn't updating the contract appropriately,
That doesn't matter to me. I don't want,
but he hasn't updated.
I don't wanna pay $3,000.
How hard is it to get rid of the rest of the costs?
I don't know, but.
Well, and the way I'm looking at it right now is he's very hard to communicate with and to get a hold of.
It's over.
So it's. Right now, like Sandy and I talked, we're like, it is what it is for right now, and,
Shop around next year.
right,
Well,
exactly.
we should, well, never mind.
It's too late to do it now.
Let's, I know, thank you.
Well, I
and
mean,
we've shopped around in the past, and typically in the past, while he is slower to respond, he's been a great deal. And, he shows up on the movie day with very minimal instructions from us. But this year's just become atrocious, and so we do have to start looking around again, but it is difficult to find people who have large enough screen.
and who know like what we want, cause but he's just very hard, cause it's a side business and he's very hard to communicate with. I mean, I was to the point, I go, I can't advertise for this event because I don't have a contract, cause I don't know if it's gonna take place. And that finally got his attention and but that's where we're at, so.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
John?
Yes.
Nathan is absent. Patrick?
Yeah.
Chris?
No,
Jen?
Yes,
Bill?
That's in 718.
Hold on.
no, it's 3 and
Yes.
2.
I know, I said to count. I had to back up a moment.
Make sure.
I had to make sure I didn't need a Rick vote is what I was trying to do.
and then we have, next Wednesday night, we have our fireworks and our movie in the park. I've got a correspondent from fireworks people today on to reminding us that we have to have utility closed during or like an hour before the show or whatever, which we usually are pretty good about doing, having people doing that. And stuff like that. So any discussion on that at all? Anybody have any questions?
Which board members are volunteering, because that's a work day for our employees. Yeah, who's going to sit out on utility?
Are we parking cars or no?
Is that the easiest thing or no?
What did you do last?
We have not parked in a few years.
No, we did last year, I think, and we didn't the year before. It was not how it was.
I don't think I have
I
not.
thought
We had people out there last.
Oh.
year.
Last year we parked, the
I
year
think I
before
was
we
at
did
the
not. You were gone, Sandy.
That's why I didn't do it.
John, weren't you out there?
No.
No,
No.
it was all the employees.
Okay.
I was at.
I was on utility.
Yeah,
road.
Chris was up north,
We don't have as many employees.
so.
I won't be.
All right, well, we just always ask every year because some year it's a yes park and other years it's a no,
Makes
don't
no
waste the
difference
time.
to me. I don't care.
Always ask.
It might make a difference to you guys, but.
Well,
Oh,
if,
No, because it's just a free for all. We don't care.
well, if none of the
So-
board is gonna step forward to assist us in closing utility road and being willing to sit out there and in one of our trucks.
I will.
Yeah, you have to go over with the firework people. And so if nobody is willing to assist with that, then I think we don't park this year so that we have the manpower to close utility road, because that's more important.
Yeah,
than
I have
parking
to
of
have
cars.
other people other than my employees because Parks employees are busy doing their thing.
Yeah.
Public Works is parking cars. I have to have 2 volunteers to work utility. Otherwise, I don't have enough people to do both.
So if we don't have enough,
So,
if we don't have enough
I don't
volunteers
have
in the
enough.
village board, then we just don't park.
okay. Yeah,
They'll
'cause
figure it
I
out.
can't man
They'll
both
figure it out.
areas.
They have it.
So, okay, all right.
It'll just be a cluster.
Yeah, it gets, gets pretty ugly when we don't. It gets very ugly.
That's all I have.
All right, Chris,
We don't have anything to do, Brandon.
Oh, we don't.
There we go.
Bill,
Nothing. You need someone to read Nathan's? stuff?
yep.
I'll make a motion for ordinance. And
Yeah, you can do that one.
I now make a motion for ordinance number 24-06, an ordinance authorizing disposal of personal property owned by the village of David Junction for Square D Company Load Center electrical boxes located in Community Park.
Second.
Tom makes a motion to approve ordinance number 24-06. Jen seconds. Any discussion on the disposal?
We can discuss what they are.
All right, Brody.
We have 4 electric boxes, that were used for weekend in the park. Years ago, they haven't got used and they're in the way for construction for Diamond Fork to move the Parks project. So we'll be removing them between us and Public Works, and disposing of them, whether that's with, giving them, selling them, or just disposing of them in general.
Are they things that we could use next year for our thing or no?
No,
Probably good for
They-
scrap.
Their location,
Okay.
after the park, Brody's right, when the parks, when Diamond Four goes in, there, you won't be able to put anything around them.
Okay.
there's also water lines got to be removed. But.
Roll call.
Nathan's absent, Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Passes
Do you
723.
need the next one?
Yes, your resolution number is going to be 25.
24-25. I
Yeah.
make a motion to approve resolution number 24-25, a resolution approving amended mobile food vehicle license Kona Ice.
Now makes a motion to approve resolution number 24-25. Bill seconds that motion. Discussion?
I didn't get a chance to reread the makeup one, so what was the change?
Actually, I can show it to you up there on the
That'd be
screen.
great. Maybe I'll be able to see it, maybe not.
You should. It's literally a little bit of a note down in the bar corner. Oh, hold on, I pulled up the wrong board packet. There. One second. So this is the only change, is that they're looking to operate, at the park for the firework and the movie, which is on July 3rd. And, they want to give back 20% of the sales after taxes to the village. That's what they're offering, because right now, we do not allow anybody to be in the park when or during a community event.
So won't that take away from our slushy business, doesn't it?
Brody?
Or is that broke?
With the, me and Sandy discussed this earlier, with the demand that we have, for slushies and stuff like that. We should have went and bought a bigger, better machine to keep up with that, because we basically get to a night, a time in the night during the 4th. That we can't keep up. Slushy machine can't freeze them fast enough, and we're out anyways. So if we're making any revenue off of that throughout the entire night, then that would probably be a better benefit to us.
And I think this is kind of an experiment of, thank you for coming, but, I'm interested to see how this works, and I would like to thank Kona for actually coming to us with this idea, because I discussed with them the reason that we can't have them in the park during community events is that is our sole source of revenue for the park when we have events like this. And so they said, well, they've done this in other municipalities or other places where they give back to where they are. And so this is their offer to us. And I think it might be worth trying to figure it out this year and see how it goes.
What do
Both them and for us.
we sell the slushies for? Remind me again.
Yeah.
I believe they're $2.
And it
Yeah.
costs us like 10 cents at the most. I think Kenny used to say it even costs, we don't have 10 cents in it.
Well, everything's going up, so.
Let's just say
Um,
20.
So that's our
John,
biggest moneymaker
John.
besides popcorn.
John, we don't have to estimate. We actually have a square, so we know how much we've made in the past. And so when we see the contribution back from Kona, we'll be able to compare at the end of the day to determine whether or not it was
I said we give it a shot.
a good.
Either way, if we can't keep up with demand, what's the problem?
Right.
So
Right.
I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah, but we do have those
Still
numbers
understood.
down from previous years, so that we can make that at the end of the year. Bill would like to talk.
Rick, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, with that, writing that's on there, that's written on a contract, is that right?
On the agreement or on the application?
I don't see it initialed or anything. Is that gonna be necessary?
Right next to it.
Oh, then,
Right there.
right there.
Well, that's their signature of the people, but it's not
No, this
signature.
is a part of the original contract or the original application. It's not an ad.
Mm.
They refiled this for me.
So we're covered then.
Yes.
Okay.
Any further discussion? That's cool.
Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
John.
Yeah.
Nathan's absent.
That's at 7:27.
You're good to go.
Anything for the parks?
Yes, I do have one more thing, but you don't have to hang around. I just need you to get in contact with Brody and we're gonna have to figure out where to set you up at, all right? But we'll do that as we get closer. All right, thank you. So as some of you may or may not have. Well, I guess Brody, do you want me to talk about this or you wanna talk about this?
You go ahead.
All right, so as some of you may or may not have known, somebody successfully hit the Davis Park sign again. And so Brody was able to get, or somebody, Brody or somebody was able to get
Who's on bill?
was able to get a quote to repair it. And it's gonna be about $1,600 to have it repaired.
What sign?
The metal
metal
archway
arch.
sign over in Davis Park.
Oh, all right.
A car hit it?
For,
It
again,
was,
for the
it
second
was
time.
rear-ended.
So there two.
Hold on.
Don't they charge, I mean, don't they have to pay insurance or?
They do.
Mhm.
Okay, well then,
I have to get the police report, that's what, I just put online. I don't know.
What's our deduction?
Did you just say you have to find another way to get it?
It's not physically used on the first and it was $20.
Oh, yeah, I'll get it, give it back to me tomorrow.
So,
This is a horrible photo of it, but this arch sign right here,
or something coming through.
That cost $1,600.
How did they get on?
it's
there?
metal. He got clipped in the back end over here
Yep,
and
got
hit the
rear-ended.
sign.
all the way over there.
Yeah.
Well, it was it was a big grain
This
truck.
makes it look a lot further than
Semi.
it is, it's not
Alright.
that far.
Looks,
But that's the second time.
Yep.
that's what she says.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First time I
Was
think.
it-
they
it was a-
charged too fat,
The
or too
No, the
small.
first time it was a.
so I guess
The
we have a
first-
couple of questions.
It's the drive.
We have a couple of questions then, which is, Do we want to fix it? Do we want to look at a different style of sign, or do we want to fix it and move into a different location?
What, one less hazardous?
Yes, yes.
Shut
One
down
that
the
hasn't
park.
been hit twice.
On the other side of the drainage.
Yeah, the other, or over the walkway, or Brody and I discussed other options, just options that aren't where it's been hit twice now.
Well, that might make a little sense.
We could look at it.
Makes no
Reload.
difference to me.
Well, that being said, just forecasting a little here so that we're forward thinking. I did talk to Brody about budgeting next year for actual signs for our parks. And so if we fix it and put it back, we may not be wanting or willing to then spend more money to put another sign there that matches the rest of the park system next year.
Why don't you wait till you know what you're doing?
We'll get the 1,600, but then do we spend it or do we, what are we doing?
Wait and match them all.
Maybe not, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, not the same spot. I think we did discuss actually as the car was still over it.
We have money to replace all the signs.
It's a budget forecasting dream for next year and potentially there's grant money.
And some don't have signs.
All right.
None of them have signs except for
I
Nature
know,
Park.
I know, Little Park doesn't have a
I-
sign.
Oh, none of them have signs.
Do they? I don't know.
Yeah.
That's our big one.
People find them okay, though.
Really, you think? Not that many.
Okay.
Not
There's a
that
sign
big.
on the highway, the highway.
Well, John, the amount of times I have to give directions to 10 Acre Park, I would disagree with that
So
statement.
are we okay with
But
fixing it?
this is,
We'll
that's
move
the
it.
question. Do we want to just fix it and then move its location?
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Sure.
Don't care.
That's more than enough.
There's your direction, Brody.
Anything further for parks?
Not that I was given.
John?
Brett, did you want to discuss the phone call you made or no? What we talked about with the roads and the oil coming up and all that.
Oh, no, I stopped, and talked to him.
Okay, you didn't want to let them.
Oh, you meant, yeah.
Fill everybody in.
Edson again?
Yeah, I just stopped and talked to a couple of the, I'm assuming foremen, I don't know what they were, for the pipeline. And asked them what they typically do in the situation, because if anybody's noticed, Edson Road is all flushed again. So basically all the, A1 that we put down has been driven in. So they took my business card and said they'll pass it on to their boss.
Well, they're the one messing it up, whether it's them or the Water Reclamation District or
Yeah,
whoever.
It's
but
both of them, but
Yeah.
right now, the majority of it.
We spent a lot of money
Trucks.
on that the last couple of years. Probably not a great idea to be spending more if they're just gonna
Well-
screw it up again.
The problem is this is now that they're using, the landfill is using that property more. They've basically done a bunch of work there. They're using it more. Even when the pipeline is gone, there is still more truck traffic. So this problem that we have, we can throw an A1 or an A2 down. This problem is not going to go. We're going to be doing this over and over and
Until you
over,
do it like Rockford wanted to do it and turn it into a.
or we core it
Over
out
road.
and we do asphalt. So we're going to constantly be chip sealing this road.
And then Brett had said, you also said, Brett, maybe see if City Rockford would want it.
Yeah, ideally, it'd be great to get rid of.
Talked about that for a
So-
long time, giving that away.
So-
I don't think they want it, to tell you the truth. Did we not make that overture there, Sammy? I thought we did. Or the attorneys were supposed to, somebody was.
Yes.
I don't think they want it.
Did you see the response to my long list of demands?
I did see that response.
Okay, so he says working on it.
Yeah, well, all right. I still don't think they want it. I think if they really wanted it, they.
I don't think they want it either, but I don't think they want to help maintain it as per our boundary agreement.
Well,
Well, then we don't.
I don't wanna maintain it
either.
either. We chucked a lot of money into for an awful short
Well,
span of road for that.
at the end of the-
not a ton of
at-
people use.
At the end of the day, if the road was not drivable, we would have the right to close the road, right? And we're not obligated to
I would
fix it.
have to review our boundary agreement.
Yeah.
Well, if nobody else chips in to fix it, I mean,
But again, John, our boundary agreement says that they are supposed to. It says there is language in there that sets forth the actions that we are supposed to take in order to request funds from them to help participate in the fixing of the road, but we have not done any of that. So it is premature for you to say, close the road. You can't do that without following the processes first, because that is a joint road with an agreement.
are any of the
Was there
trucks
a permit
overweight
for that?
for that road?
Who issued the permit?
We don't have any weight restricted roads,
Yeah, we don't,
John.
What?
yeah, we don't post.
Can we?
What are you talking about right now? What the-
I don't know, it's not, I don't think it's so much a weight issue.
No permit for anything.
Okay,
Doesn't
Just the
need one.
temperature and
Till we go to redo it.
we can't control
That's
that.
us, you don't need one anyway.
So in reality, if we just had this temperature and they had only additional traffic was the landfill, it probably wouldn't be as bad.
It might not be as bad, but like I said, this problem is going
No,
to,
I agree with you.
it's
I don't,
not going to stop.
but I agree with Chris. We don't have the money to core out a road and.
Oh, I'm not saying we do have the money. That's not, I'm just saying that
You're gonna have this problem until. that's
we're
done.
gonna get nickel and dime.
Sure, sure.
So is what's gonna happen. That's the nature of seal coat. So
We can get
Cold
either
patches
the
on
city
sale.
of Rockford or the landfill to chip in for our A1A/A2 coverage. Hey, they're the one using it the most, so
correct.
But they have a right to use it.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm
That's
not
correct.
saying that they don't, but if they don't like the condition it's in, that's an option.
True, well, I agree with you there. But that might be a ways down the road.
I'm sure it is.
Anything further, John?
Brett, we have anything else? No.
All right, Patrick?
I don't have anything to you, Brett.
No, Matt pretty much covered it with the water, so all good.
Anything on economic development? Unfinished business. Public?
I don't know why. Yeah, oh, yeah,
Motion to adjourn.
second.
John, oh, I just, sorry, hold on.
Oh.
Forgot. I
Back
gotta
up.
read you guys something from the dress if you decide to go to this event. We're closed for dirty, dusty environment as well as rugged boots or sturdy shoes. They will provide all other necessary protective equipment there, such as eye protection and hard hat for that.
You said it was a dusty environment?
That's just from
Doesn't
walking
matter.
on Edson.
Oh,
But
Just
just make you aware if you show
When
up
it ain't
there.
dusty, you're just gonna get
House
stuck in
pants
the
and
road.
slippers will probably turn you away.
Wear your mud boots.
Yes.
I'm worried about my car.
So first park in the road, you have to walk across the field.
All right. So John made a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Just a second.
Jen seconded. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Chris seconded.
It doesn't matter.
Hey,
Jen's fun.
We're adjourned to 7:38.